welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and today I have an unboxing of, it's an older Pink and Main Crafty Courtyard box. During their December weekly deals, there was one week where we were able to pick up all past boxes at a 30% discount. So I took that as an opportunity to kind of stock up on some of the kits that I've missed over the past year or so. So this is the inspiration postcard, and it is from July of 2021, and it's called Farmer's Market. And this is the inspiration postcard with the color palette. And the solid color cardstock is always a really good indicator of the color palette. And so we've got a nice variety of papers, including two full-size sheets of glitter cardstock in red and gold, which would be perfect for Christmas, actually. That's the first thing I think of. And then we get the two sheets of 110-pound ice rink cardstock. It's really smooth, a nice, thick cardstock, so great for card bases, but also great for stamping and coloring on too. So I really like their papers for that. And then we get all these beautiful colors in solid color. I think probably 80-pound at least, and they are all solid core. So there are our full sheets of papers. Of course, we have our collectible pin. So put that there. And the 6x6 papers, we have, well, let's see the embellishments first. So we have confetti, which has all of this really looks like Christmas colors to me. So I think this might be a fun, at least in terms of color palette and the papers and embellishments, might be fun to save this for Christmas, because you've got traditional Christmas colors, but then you've also got sort of your blues and whites for that more frosty Christmas look. So I think this could be used for Christmas too. And something that I don't see too often these days, there's a bit of ribbon here. I don't know how long a stretch of ribbon this is, but it's a nice width. I would say maybe around 1/4 of an inch, and really nice satin ribbon there. So there's that. Now getting into the 6x6 papers, and this set is 24 sheets. They are double-sided, and there are 24 unique designs. So if you love a particular pattern, you can use it twice, or if you love the front and back, you don't have to choose between the two. You'll have two sheets of each of these pattern papers. And so I'll show the 24 unique patterns. All of these are great for sort of background mats and layers. So starting off with your busier prints, we have lots of color, lots of they're mostly all geometrics though, so your plaids, stripes, and polka dots. Then getting into, and this is the thing that I really love about the Pink and Main papers, is that you've got different scale, different sort of patterns, and so you can really combine multiples of these and not have something be too busy, because you've got something that's a little bit more subtle, which you can mix and match with something that's a little bit more bold in terms of the pattern. And then I love that we always get some patterns in a sort of selection of the color palette. So you get the same pattern but just in different colorways, which is really nice too, because then if there's a pattern that you love in particular, you can use it multiple times in different color palettes or colorways. So I always really love that, because then you could almost create different sets of cards in different colorways very easily too, which would make really good gifts as well. So that's another thing that's really nice. And this particular pattern has all of the colors in the color palette. So all 6 colors are represented in this pattern. So really awesome array of papers. And for me, sometimes I find it challenging to make pattern papers kind of the star of a card. And so it's easiest for me to treat pattern papers as a background kind of matte and layer. And so papers like these I feel are easier for me to use, but that's just me. I do love when there are pattern papers that have cute characters or lots of fun prints on them, but I have to admit these are so much easier for me to use. So then we also get a stencil in this particular month's kit. It's a really nice design. It's I guess you can kind of see it in a lot of different ways. I almost see it as like a 3D box with kind of rounded corners, but you could also see it as like a flower too, where these are the petals and that's each of the circles is the center of the flower. So it's one of those optical illusion kind of stencils. So that's really awesome. And oh, this is cool. So 6x6 wood grain embossing folder. So that really fits in with that farmer's market theme. And I do have other wood grain embossing folders, but I don't think I have one in 6x6. But it's really useful because you can have it be sort of a background element, or whenever you're trying to kind of create a wood effect for an element or a topper on your card, let's say a wood grain table or frame or something like that. It's kind of, I even, emboss die cut elements to give it that wood grain texture. And so, or like fencing and things like that. So it can often be nice to have these in order to kind of give that extra bit of realism to your die cuts that are meant to kind of represent wood. So I like it for that reason too. And then we have, and this is the thing that I'm really starting to appreciate from Pink and Main. I think it's very unique that we get a stencil and embossing folder and stamp and die set. So in this particular month, we have sort of these farm scenes. There are 3 of them. And then we have this really fancy banner here, which has a coordinating die to cut it out. And these arched sentiments, the more bold ones, look like they would fit perfectly within this banner. So that's really an awesome combination there. And then, to have the coordinating die to be able to cut that out, I think is fantastic. But then on top of that, we also have these sub sentiments in a smaller font that you can mix and match and combine with the larger main sentiment there. So for example, we have, I don't see this a lot. We have one that says "We have moved." So you could do "Hello friend, we have moved." So that's kind of cool. There's, these are really nice. On your new home, sweet home, the key to a happy life is love. So, that could be with anything, right? That could go with happy birthday, thinking of you. That would be perfect to pair with. They have this, I hope your day shines, which would be great, again, for any of these or all of them, really. So I really love the sentiments here, and the little farmhouse scenes are pretty cute. I mean, to be honest, I don't know that I would use these a ton. I'm pretty sure I will use them, but what drew me to this particular kit specifically was this combination here. the banner, the bold sentiment, and then the sub-sentiments. And because the three stamped images they're scenes, and so it's really clever that the dies that go with it are sort of nested, rectangular, inverted, rounded corners, and together they frame your scene perfectly. And you can even, since we have the two sizes, you can actually create a frame on the outside of your scene. And as I was mentioning, you could even kind of emboss it with the wood grain embossing folder and have a nice wood frame that is going all the way around your scene here. So I think that's pretty cool. Really, really nice kit, and I know these sentiments and the banner on its own will be so useful, and I can definitely see myself using that a lot. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this unboxing, and when I do craft with this kit, I will be sure to link to it at the end of this video. Thanks so much, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.